All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 of the Content Modeling Show. I'm Marcelo Lewin, the Headless creator. And there is my email address right there, marcelo at headlesscreator.com. I don't know why everybody does that, but I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, feel free to email me if you have any questions. Like always, I've covered quite a bit this week. The Content Modeling Show, is Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. However, today I decided to start a little bit earlier, and maybe on Fridays I'll start at 4 o'clock, just because I think everybody's ready for the weekend and they may be on the way out. So today I'm going to show you how to model, or 3 different ways to model feature flags. And I'm going to show you what I mean exactly by feature flags, but we've all seen them on the web. When you see something breaking news, that's sort of a featured flag. When you see a featured image in the top of a homepage, that's a featured flag, right? Somebody has to set that article or that image to be featured and to appear somewhere on the website. We're going to try to build a content model starting with the way that you really shouldn't do it, but most people will, all the way to my recommendation, which I believe is most scalable. So why don't we get started? Like I said, please follow me. I really would appreciate that. And tell all your friends and colleagues, because I'd love to have this channel grow. Let's go ahead and get into the Miro, which is the tool of choice that I use for content modeling. I mean, I do this all the time. In episode 1, you can learn all about this template and how I use the template. There are some standards that I like to follow. And then episode 2 and 3 are just different content models. So I usually will try to build upon those content models. So make sure you watch them, and you can watch it on Twitch, or you can also watch it on YouTube. And all my URLs are down there. There you go. There's the URLs to all of the social media. So having said that, why don't we get started? Let me show you a couple of examples. I picked 3 websites just randomly. Twilio is one of them. But here we are. For example, this one, Chris McGrath, this guy. Most likely, he is an entry in some sort of content type, maybe named customer, let's say, that has an image and has a name. And they would decided to feature him on the homepage. So that would be a featured flag, right? Another one is, if you look at navigation, you can see changelog is new. Now that's a feature flag, right? They decided to say that, hey, we just added this, so let's make sure we feature it as new, so we bring attention to it. That's what I call the feature flag. Another example would be on Best Buy, bestbuy.com. You have today's popular picks, right? Now, they may be using algorithms behind the scenes, but let's just pretend right now that they're not using these uh, um, very extensive algorithms, but that somebody's actually saying, hey, this is for today's popular pick. Because most likely this is going to be more focus on the user, so it's more personalized. But then you have also deal of the day. That's another featured flag, right? Called deal of the day. I'll give you one more example, and you can see here you have Udemy, you have a bunch of courses, but here are some featured courses. So that's another flag. So if you visit any website, right, or you have your own website, you're going to find tons of feature flags everywhere that you're going to need. And there are different ways of actually modeling that, right? I can think of 3 ways, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So why don't we jump into, and we'll start with, well, it doesn't matter what we start with here, but we'll jump into Miro here, and we'll start with the first way, right? Here's our tasks for today. We're going to create 3 different content models. One that adds feature flags as fields to a content type. Another one that adds feature flags as tags to a content type, which is a better way of doing it. And then the final way, which is the way that I like to do it, is creating a feature flags content type and adding content to that, because it's much easier to maintain. But I'll show you all of that. So why don't we get started? We'll start with adding feature flags as fields. So you should be able to see this without the problem. All right. So let's take the Twilio, for example. Let's say we have navigation. Now, I did a whole episode on how to create navigation. I'm not going to go here and talk about navigation and how to create it. I'm just going to create a dummy content type that represents navigation, and you just assume that that's how it goes. But you can look at, I believe it's episode 3, if I'm not mistaken. Could be episode 2, where I talk about navigation. Okay. So we know that navigation items are going to need some sort of feature flag. So let's pretend, for example, we have a content type called navigation items. Right? Navigation item has a name, a URL. We'll just keep it simple here for now.